Okay, we're on. Hi, this is Tom Barnhart here at the top of the Intercontinental Hotel, 41st floor, our favorite interview location. And I'm here today with Zsolt Kelliar, who's come in from Budapest, like you are now every week, as I understand it.
Yeah.
We're doing something a bit different this week and interviewing for our usual Meet the Manager SSCs. We're actually interviewing a recruitment firm that's very disruptive in the space and relevant to the SSCs. So without further ado, Zsolt, tell us a bit about yourself and Talentuno and what you're doing in Poland.
Thank you very much, and hi everyone. Hi Tom. I'm coming from Hungary, as you said, because that's where we actually started. But it's a really funny story how we ended up here and how we ended up in Poland, and then going forward. We started working with the shared service centers, with business service centers in this industry actually, and we had an idea that we could actually come up with a digital recruitment platform which is screening candidates fully online. That's how we started in 2016, and then out of a sudden we got a really big client in Hungary from the financial sector, and then they gave us like 150 shared services, business services positions in one single day. Up until that moment, you can imagine the company was working on like 30 or 40 positions altogether, so we had to figure out what we're gonna do. We had two options. Option A, reject the biggest deal in the life of the whole company. Option B, take it, but then risk the lack of delivery. Yes. And then my partner, Peter, who is the other co-founder of Talentuno, he came up with the idea that why don't we try working with freelance recruiters, and why don't we try using the power of the crowd in recruitment, which is a really unique approach that nobody has ever done before. So we collected 20 people around us, and we told them to help us recruit for that specific position. We were really lucky because it was only in 2017, which was a pre-GDPR era. So we could manage the whole thing in a simple Google Sheets, when we first started and then started experimenting.
Kind of offline with your friends type of thing.
It was kind of our friends, acquaintances, ex-colleagues, who helped us to recruit for this big shared service center in Budapest.
But it worked.
And then we checked the results after 2 months. We had 4 internal recruiters sitting in-house at our company, and around 15-20 freelance recruiters working part-time on the same positions. And guess who won?
I know the answer. It must have been
the answer.
Freelancers, right?
The freelance recruiters won. They beat on basically the 4 full-time recruiters. So that was the magic moment in the history of Talentuno.
The light bulb that went off.
Exactly. When we said that, come on, this is what we need to do. Not the digital screening solution online. That's also good and that works. But this is something that we can scale up on a much bigger level internationally, not only in Hungary, not only in Poland, but even beyond. And we can do it not only with 20 freelance recruiters, but tens of thousands of freelance recruiters. And this is a model that can completely change how the recruitment, the traditional recruitment industry works today. So that's when we started working on Talentuno. Okay.
And so that you institutionalized, or you sort of created a platform to put in place this crowdsourcing of the recruitment.
Exactly. Then we built a platform that's our own development. We call it Talentuno, and it's running under the talentuno.com domain in both countries. And then we started to kind of recruit freelance recruiters. We call them matchmakers, because they are the ones who are helping us and helping our clients to find the right candidates for the open positions on the platform. So I need to correct you, because you said in the introduction that this is like a recruitment firm. We usually don't like calling ourselves a recruitment firm because we're not exactly that. We are rather a recruitment platform, a little bit similar to LinkedIn, but we source the candidates with a completely different methodology, because we use the power of the crowd and their network, so they can refer candidates from there.
So can I say the Uber of recruitment?
You can say the Uber of recruitment, and actually many journalists started using this metaphor for Talentuno, because what we are doing now in the recruitment industry is exactly the same as Uber was doing or is doing in the taxi industry.
Right. Okay, so now you're in Poland now. So how long have you been here in Poland, and what are your plans here? And tell us a bit about some of the clients, the acceptance. You mentioned the matchmakers. Tell us a bit more about Poland. So
we established the company in 2016 in Poland as well. Started working for shared services. We have quite a lot of major clients from the sector, like Schneider Electric or Stanley Black & Decker or the Royal Bank of Scotland, for example. So we've been working for these SSCs over the past 2 and 3 years. And now we extended our scope, because with the help of these matchmakers, we can not only serve shared services, or we can start serving like financial institutions, big banks,
Yes.
engineering, manufacturing companies, you
Okay.
know, a lot of IT companies as well, because we do have IT recruiters, which is quite rare
Yes.
nowadays
Yes,
on the
yes.
platform.
Yeah.
So we started to pick up these clients on the Polish market.
Okay.
It's live since September, but we already have more than 30 clients, a lot of Fortune 500 companies,
Okay.
and big enterprises using the platform.
Who are some of the clients out of Hungary, for example, that we might recognize some of the names of your clients?
Yeah, we got a lot of British clients. I'm sure you know, like British Telecom or British Petrol. They are two major clients from Hungary.
Yeah.
When we are working with a lot of American companies like GE or like Suez, for example. No, actually that's French origin.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
sorry, yeah. And then I could list a lot
Yeah.
more, but
Okay, and in Poland you mentioned the matchmakers. That, of course, it is a new platform, and of course you have this sort of chicken and the egg. Before you have the job listings, you've got to get the matchmakers. Matchmakers need listings.
indeed.
But in terms of the matchmakers, I understand it's growing pretty quickly so far. How's the acceptance so far? And to give us some of the numbers.
Yeah, it was like a huge surprise for us because when we started this in Hungary, we managed to acquire like 7,000 matchmakers in the first 6 months.
Wow.
And then that was not bad because
Yeah.
we had like 6,000 people who started referring candidates to the companies. But in Poland, we expected a similar speed, maybe a little bit faster.
Okay.
And then we started in September. And then today, which is the 13th or 12th of November actually,
Yeah.
we have 7,500 matchmakers and it's growing with 100, 200 people every single day.
Every day.
Every single day, 100, 200, between the 100 and 200 new matchmakers are registering and starting to use the platform in a way
Okay.
that they refer candidates for the open positions.
So if I was a matchmaker, why would I register on the platform? What's the reason that I would do it? Why would I help you?
Yeah, well, if you want to help me,
Yeah.
be a good person, you can
Yeah.
do it, but actually
Yes.
it's not about that.
Okay.
Of course, I'm not saying it's all about the money, but of course
Yeah.
there's a financial
Sure, sure.
element in it, and there are
Tell us about that.
pretty
Tell us.
huge incentives that we
Okay.
give for the matchmakers. So what we did is that we pay for these freelance recruiters on 3 occasions.
Mhm.
First, we pay them when they refer a valid candidate and
Okay.
upload their CV. Once the candidate confirms that, then we pay them a small commission, something like 20, 30, 50 zlotys, maybe
Okay.
100 zloty for
Okay.
for a senior IT guy.
Right.
That's a guaranteed payment. The candidate doesn't have to be hired. They don't
Okay.
have to get on the shortlist. That's it. That's
Okay.
the first step. Then once the candidate gets on the shortlist, they get something like a few hundred zlotys as a payment. Still no hiring.
Mhm.
And when the candidate is hired, then they can take the big cash,
Okay.
which could be from 2,000 zloty even up to 10,000 zlotys.
Okay.
Yeah,
great.
that's
So-
like the really high senior positions, but we have a couple of positions now, like an ethical hacker, for example,
Huh.
or in the medical space, we have radiologists, doctors, and things
Wow.
like that. And we are happy to pay more than 5,000 zlotys for a successful referral in that case.
Okay, so you guys are essentially kind of disintermediating, if you will, the recruitment agency. So there's not agency,
No
it's
agency
the
at all.
platform instead.
Exactly, that's
Okay.
what we do, and we deliver straight directly for the client.
Okay, and the expansion in Poland is expensive. I mean, it's not easy to get into new markets here in Hungary to begin with. Tell us about some of the financing behind it, and give us also some of your employee numbers. I'm curious to know
Okay.
how fast you've grown.
Yeah, it's a difficult year for us because we started the year with like 35, 40 people, and now
Total
we're
or in
total,
Poland? Yeah.
total, and now we're close to 100.
Wow.
So the Polish office is already 25 people. The rest of the team is still in Hungary. Next year, the plan is that we're gonna open an office in London, and then start expanding to the Western European markets with another headquarters or main office in the UK. And then you asked, what did you ask
Well,
about
for the
financing?
financing,
Sorry.
how do you
Yeah,
finance
you
it?
asked about
That's,
the financing as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
We raised venture capital in 2 rounds, so we've passed Series A already. Altogether, around 6 million euros were raised at the company, including our own investment with the other founder of Talentuno. And next year, when we are going to the UK market, we are planning to raise again and go for a Series B investment.
Okay, great.
In the range of like 10, 15 million euros.
So
that's
so
our
big
target.
plans for 2020.
Quite big plans.
Okay,
exactly.
Good. Well, good luck with it. Good luck with it. And Zsolt, we'll check back in with you maybe in 6 months and see how you're doing here in Poland. But
Great.
Congrats on the rollout and the expansion, and good luck with this kind of unusual, disruptive business model.
Thanks very much, Tom.
Good.
See
you
you
next
guys.
time.